And I think we're, let's see, got it.
So
And we are live. Boom. There we go. Nice and easy. Let me turn
sweet.
this off because you're going to get like a crazy echo if I don't turn this thing off. Perfect. All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience. We are back for another TCE live watch party. This time we're in Oakland. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in for the past ones. I'm super stoked that we have this community that we're growing, and we have an opportunity to talk about the races with people that really love the races as much as we do. The guy that I have on for today is our guest. I think you've seen him a little bit here and there if you heard of somebody named AJ Catanzaro. Kind of not really well-known rider, you know. This is the buddy Cross. Cross, what's up, dude? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good. You know, we're getting ready to watch some races and dig into Supercross, so it's never a bad time when you're doing that, right?
I love it. I love it.
All right, sweet, dude. So yeah, so we got Cross on for this week. Cross has been pretty pivotal to the whole AJ Catanzaro program over the last little bit. Cross met with the group, with the whole crew, I believe, last year in Arlington, and dude, he's been cranking out awesome content. His whiz behind the camera. Cross, why don't you give us a quick intro on yourself and how you kind of got where you are and how you make those awesome videos you make?
So I'm Cross Saber. I'm from Louisiana, and I'm a full-time firefighter here, and I do videography as a side business. Started out doing wedding videography, and you know, I've always raced and ridden dirt bikes ever since I was like 4 years old. So that's been my passion, and I wanted to get out of weddings and start filming motocross, and that's what I did. So last year I went to Arlington Supercross, and I brought my camera rig, and I so happened to get my camera over the fence and filmed for AJ, who we just met up. I was walking around the pits. Cameraman Cam couldn't make it, and we just he asked if I could film. I said sure, and it's been sweet ever since. I got to film at the recent training at Arcola MX in Louisiana, and here at Houston again. Cameraman Cam was delayed a little bit. So yeah, everybody that works with the team, Moto Academy, AJ, super good guys, good dudes, down to earth, will give you a shirt off their back, and I love it.
Yeah, they're a good crew. I will say that, you know, as crazy and harebrained as everyone is, the crew is solid, man. We got some good people behind there just wanting to rep everyone and do good things. And yeah, it's kind of by chance that we met you, Cross. I mean, you know, the second we met you, we were like, oh, dude, it's cool, part of the family. Let's go. You know, we're gonna bring him in. So it's been super cool. Yeah. We got a chance to hang out, like I said, in Houston. You know, being behind the scenes and kind of being up close with all of the, you know, the upper echelon, if you will, people in the sport. What's been like the biggest thing for you that you've learned over the past year or so that you really did not know, you know, previous? Like, did you learn something new technique wise in the camera? Did you learn something about the industry that you didn't really know beforehand? What's the stuff you took away from it?
Just to, I guess, enjoy the moment you're in, because from behind the camera, it's easy to get caught up in trying to create the content.
Yeah.
Still being a fan and passionate about it is what keeps that fire burning. That's kind of why I got out of weddings. That passion kind of left, and it just, man, I needed something different, and I've always loved motocross, so I don't think that's ever going to die for me. And just, yeah, just having that passion and that fire going is what motivates me and challenges me to get better every video. And just keep pursuing. So
Well, I absolutely love it, man. Passion drives the sport, and it's super pivotal. We're going to remind you guys that if you have not already, check out the links that we've got below. We've got some amazing sponsors that support us. All of this is being brought to you by the great people at FXR. They're doing some incredible things in the sport when it comes to high-end gear, and they're keeping it at a price that is actually affordable, unlike their competitors. I personally stay threaded out in the FXR setup. The kits make me look fresh on the track. I wish they made me look faster, but you know, that's kind of my own fault. I love the colors. I love the durability. I'm not one to continue to keep buying gear, and every gear set that I do buy, it lasts me for a long time. So I stick by the guys at FXR Racing, and they will stick by you. Check them out, fxrracing.com, as well as the guys over at Flow Vision Goggles. overshare advice and planning, Evans Power Sports, and of course, the awesome people over at Mototape. Cross, throughout this season, we've had a bunch of different headlines, a bunch of different racers kind of going at it, dueling it out for the championship. Who's been the most surprising to you this year? I mean, we've had a chance to see both coasts so far, but who's really stood out as like some top contenders?
Man, obviously, East Coast only a couple races, but man, Deegan surprised me. With the
Yes.
Supercross Futures race,
Yep.
I mean, he went down, and obviously it was just there was just so many guys going down over in Anaheim too that it was a wild race. But for him to get fourth place consistently and then win a heat, that's very surprising. And then Chase Sexton, man, he looks a little more consistent this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Tomac's the guy right now. He looks like he can't make a mistake. I mean, even when he did make a mistake, he finished fifth or sixth. So,
Yeah.
he's right there, man. If Chase could just, minimize mistakes and just stay consistent, I think he could win the championship, no doubt.
I think so too. The only issue with Chase is that, man, he keeps going down. It's like we've seen
Yeah,
this year after year. It's been a little bit now. I mean, and we know he can win. I mean, he's one of the only guys that can actually like whole shot, pull, or pass Tomac. I mean, who else can do that? Especially in some heavy
right.
spots like the whoops. The kid's got talent, kid's got technique, and he's got the bike to do it. But it's just I keep feeling like, man, like every time he's in a really good position, he puts himself in a good spot, he crashes, he goes down.
Yeah.
It's super annoying to see that. Obviously, if I was out there, I would have cartwheeled off the start. But so take what I say with a grain of salt. But I'm just ready to see him kind of like take off as like that leader, like that super solid, doesn't make a mistake, really mature rider that we need in the 450 class. Cooper is an example of that.
Yeah.
What I mean, like I wish he would kind of emulate that stuff.
Kind of like how he was in 250. I mean, he was so dominant in 250s that it was so crazy. And then, big expectations coming to 450, and it's just been unfortunate events. I will say another rider that surprised me or blew my expectations is this guy AJ Catanzaro. I mean, making the main on the East Coast, his first race, and then coming out and qualifying 13th overall or something like that. Man, this guy is on it. He's preseason practicing. We love AJ and super proud of him, man. Dude, he's killing it.
It's actually pretty crazy, man. AJ's like, he's never one to really really show out in the first couple of races. Usually takes him a while to get going, especially the last couple of years with the talent being so deep, him trying to get the Moto Academy off the ground. It's like we haven't really seen that strong showing from AJ initially. This year is completely different, dude. AJ's been able to come out and like, I mean, you saw him in practice. Like, how good did he look in practice? Like, finally, we got the kid to trip out of a corner. You know what I mean? Or like, he's got corner speed this year. There's so many great things that he's doing that it really shows the level of progression, hard work, and focus that he has in this year. So I'm really excited. One person who's actually surprised me a little bit has been Plessinger. I mean, I know he kind of flies under the radar for a lot of people, but I've been consistently seeing him at these races, showing a wheel, running top 3, 4, 5 for a good bit of the race. I mean, he's somebody who's, again, not really on anyone's like, I wouldn't say like their top championship contender list, but he's really been, sticking a wheel to these guys, and it's been kind of refreshing to see just yet another rider in there to kind of mix it up. One thing that I do want to touch on is something that you talked about, Deegan. Dude, how often do we have a kid that goes pro that actually backs up the hype?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, how freaking rare is that, dude? I mean, we never see these like young guns, these hopefuls, these phenoms come out, get a fourth, win a heat race, get another fourth in a main. Like that's wild. What makes him different? What's your opinion, dude? Like, what do you think makes him different than everybody else?
I think Star, they just got that program. They got all the amateur guys riding with the pros, and they are training so hard. I mean, you could watch the Deegan's vlog where they're just putting in the time. And I mean, the first day or week that Hayden was with Star, they were already having him training with them. riding bike, running, like he was already part of the family, like just getting after it, ready to chase championships basically for amateur and to continue to pro. I mean, they have such a strong
Mhm.
training facility to have everybody in-house right there. It makes it like a family. So everybody's, dude, I feel like it's so unbeatable. That's why Tomac came back to race another year. It's just they're so good right now. They have something going that other teams don't. I mean, it's unfortunate that Pro Circuit is losing all its guys. Because they're such a good contender, and especially in the 250s, you want them to win a championship for Mitch because he hasn't won a title in a while. But
Yeah.
man, Deegan, he's just, I mean, his family, they've all been so supportive of him to just push and become the best that he can be. And I mean, even the races that he went pro, Houston and with Tampa, they were like, do the best you can. You're not going to win. Like we're just going out there to have fun and as an experience, and I think that's a big change because a lot of amateurs come in winning it. Loretta's multiple championships, and then they expect to win the first race, and then they get hurt because they're pushing over their head or something like that,
Mhm.
So, yeah, man, I think he has a good head on his shoulder, a good team, and a good family behind him. That really is the biggest thing. A lot of support.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'm just really just impressed, man. I can name you 10 past phenoms that were touted as like the next big thing that either it took them a long time to accomplish what Deacon's been able to accomplish in just 2 races, or it didn't happen at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and I'm sure you can name 10, 10 also, but it's really incredible to see that out of a young kid. One thing that I did like was the tracks this year made for some really cool riding. So at Houston, we had some really nice bull corners, and we saw Deegan rip the crap out of that dude, like
Railing,
on
yeah.
the pipe, man. Like it was super, super cool to see. And I hope that the tracks you get like this. I mean, you and I were sitting together, and dude, just like, we were just like, oh my God, did you see that corner? Did you see that one pass? Did you see this and that? Like it was awesome, man. Like I'm so happy to see tracks that are actually exciting to watch.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Not one line, actually allowing the
Yeah,
riders to come out of their shell and um
exactly.
do things
Exactly.
that Carmichael and James were doing, things that made you go, oh my gosh,
Yeah, yeah,
let's get a picture of that or a video of that because it's so iconic and it's
yeah,
legendary, just
yeah.
I mean he railed multiple corners in qualifying. That was insane.
Wild.
Um dude, it was so so crazy.
That's the kind of writing that I love watching, man. I love when people are able to like really throw it all out there. I mean, there's so many tracks where you're watching it and you're like, holy crap, this is the most boring. Everyone's
Right.
hitting the same lines. They can't really open it up. These guys can go faster. And the tracks that we're seeing, they're allowing them to do that. So, whoever's making the track setup, Dirt Works, we thank you. We want to see more of it. Let's keep it going, man.
Dude, I was watching the heats
Mhm.
here just before we got on, and
Uh,
Oakland's looking good, man. Normally, I think Oakland's a baseball stadium, right?
yeah, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, normally a lot of riders don't like the baseball stadiums, but the way the track's looking right now, I mean, they got the two whoop sections with the dragon back right there. Going to be great passing opportunities. And then the way they have the sweeping corner with the few doubles going
Yeah,
through it, great passing. So I think tonight's going to be very good racing. And
that's
I
that's
can't
nice.
wait, man.
I absolutely love that. I will say, it's not my favorite race of the year, Oakland. The dirt's a little bit wonky, right? It breaks down really easily, but
Right.
the layout has been good over the years. It almost feels like a bigger footprint than most races. I don't know if it's just me,
Right.
but I mean, like looking at it and stuff, it just feels so much bigger than it actually is. And it races really well too. If I have to put like my all-time favorite, I love the footprint that you have at Phoenix. It's just a wide stadium. Again, not my favorite race, but just in terms of how much track you have, dude,
Right. Yeah.
that's like top tier right there. You've got so much freaking track, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. I like watching the starts in Phoenix because
Yeah.
it's so long normally.
Mhm.
I think it's the longest one. It goes like 100 and something yards or something, huh?
Yeah. It's burly. That's a start and a half, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It goes forever. Freaking love it. Cross, you were able to get some pretty solid content over the last couple of races. But you know, when it comes to videography, and I'm asking for everyone that's, you know, wanting to aspire to be where you are, you know, one day working with top riders, making great content. But what is one thing that you really hone in on and try to focus on when you're grabbing content from these guys? Is it you know, certain, I don't want to get into camera settings because I'm sure that's a little bit proprietary and, you know, kind of have your secret flair. But what are some like key things that you hone in on to ensure that, like, number one, you're getting your content that's quality, and number two, you're really capturing weird word, the essence of moto, like you're still getting that true grit, that feeling that we all get when we watch races.
I think the main few points would be, you know, finding your style.
Mhm.
When you have a, you know, finding a few guys that have a style that you like, color grading or whatever it may be, the flow that they edit. That's a big thing to have in editing process, and like figuring out when you're going to film on how you
Mhm.
want to film and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And then with the big name guys, it's so easy to film them because they're so good. They make filming so easy, basically.
Mhm.
Just to put the camera on them and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Um, Angles, obviously, I the races I filmed I haven't been able to get on track.
Mhm.
That would definitely be the go-to. Local tracks I'm able to get on track and film,
Yeah.
and get real nice and tight. Just having the audience feel like they're getting dirt slapped, you know, coming right at them, or the bikes,
Mhm.
they're throwing a whip right at you.
Yeah.
Um, I think just style, knowing the sport and just
Mhm.
how um the bikes work, whips, stuff like that. That's obviously everybody loves a whip. I mean,
Mhm.
AJ's throwing Superman and knack-knacks, capturing those
Yeah.
moments of
Yeah.
just highlights of riders and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and being open as well, just for exposure. And I want to say not working for money, like
Mhm.
have that in the back of your mind, just because guys so high up there or whatever, and if they repost your video, that's gonna blow your channel up, or your your profile up a lot more than spending money or having someone pay you, or whatever it may be. Definitely be open, and you know, if they share it, great. If not, then you have more content to post later on, just to use. So yeah, style, being open, and then just knowing the sport, and I guess your camera as well, being, you know, in tune with everything. You can basically put the camera like a dirt bike, you know.
Yeah.
If you're off filming for whatever reason, your camera's off, then, you know, the video is going to look a little off. And then if your bike's off when you're riding, you're going to be a little off. Things might
Yeah.
happen that you don't want to. So yeah, I think those are my three main points, to have like a smooth filming. I haven't been doing it long, so I don't really have that much experience. Also, experience would probably be another big thing.
Mhm.
And I'm working towards that. I'm hoping that I can say in the next couple of years that I have that experience, because that'd be pretty cool.
Dude, whatever we got to do to make sure you get it, we're gonna make sure it happens for sure. That's
Appreciate
what
it.
we're all about here. And if you guys want to experience what Cross is talking about and really hone your skill at the highest level of the sport, go behind the scenes and work with top riders. Check out thecollectedxp.com, where we can get you guys hooked up with an experience that's once in a lifetime, but we can make it happen for you again and again. So the collective experience works by bringing people who are passionate and really enthralled by the sport, hooking them up with pro teams in a variety of different responsibilities, such as mechanic support, video film creation, content creation, team management, you name it. And from there, you get the experience, the hands-on opportunities to launch a career for yourself, very similar to what Cross has done. I guarantee you we're going to see Cross in pretty much all the races in the next couple of years, doing some pretty cool stuff. We want to make that happen for you as well. So thecollectedxp.com is your ticket in. Check us out. DM us on Instagram at thecollectedex, so we can get you guys hooked up with some cool promo codes to save even more money while making your dreams come true. Thecollectedxp.com. Cross, did you get a chance to watch any of the heat races beforehand? Are you watching this LCQ with me right now?
My thing's not loading right now, so I haven't been able to watch the LCQ, but I did watch the heat races beforehand.
What were your thoughts? What
Um,
were your thoughts on the heat races, man?
Man, great racing. Jet Lawrence trying to quad a few things. Max Volan hitting the quad after the finish line was pretty
Mhm.
sick. I wasn't able to watch qualifying beforehand, so me watching the heat races was the first time looking at the track.
Mhm.
I didn't even see the track map beforehand either. So um, I love the up sections right back to back.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be terrible for like a Cooper Webb or a smaller guy
Mm.
who's
Yeah.
not too quick. And obviously Webb coming off that win last weekend, it would be great for him to get another one just to keep the ball rolling. But I think this is going to be a Tomac Sexton type track. Roxon also looked good in the heat.
Yeah.
Putting the Suzuki's up top. We got the all black Suzuki right here.
Yeah. I
Uh,
like that.
but yeah, man, heat races look good. They a lot of the guys, Roxon and Max Volan, who aren't normally up front, riding up front, and that's awesome to see.
Freaking love it, man. The one thing that I posted on as an IG story yesterday on our Instagram was asking the question: are Suzuki's cool again? Like, can people start saying like, "Hey, I ride a Suzuki," and they're going to go out and start buying Suzuki's, and they're going to start repping Suzuki. And a lot of people, like over 70 something percent, were like, "Yeah, Suzuki's are sick, man. Like they're actually really
Right,
good bikes." And I wish that they didn't really fall out of the public eye as much as they did, because 10, 15 years ago, like they were like top bikes to have, man. They cornered awesome, they had good motors. And now, with the introduction of the Austrian brands and them just being super premium, they
right.
kind of come by the wayside, I'm kind of glad that Roxon's on the Suzuki. We've got more riders migrating to Suzuki to add just another competitor in there, just another OEM that we could possibly, see up front.
Was it 2016 that Roxon was on Suzuki
Yeah,
the last
16
time?
or 16 or 15 when he won that outdoor title. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure they were booming, sales were booming back then. But yeah, man, it's kickstart. I guess it's definitely a luxury to have that electric start.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't go down, you're right
You're
there with
you're
everybody else.
solid.
You,
Yeah.
you just got to twist the throttle and
Yeah.
here and hope for the best. I think Kenny's doing very well. He's been consistent. Just right
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
So as long as he could do that, I mean, look at Ryan Dungey. Ryan Dungey was consistent. Was just right there. Anytime he toe was close to winning championship late in the season, he threw a back, and Dungey was right there to pick the slack in the
Yeah.
championship. So, same with second, if he could stay consistent and stay right there, maybe not winning all of them, or trying to just second for a second if he can make it to first. And
Yeah.
man, I think this is going to be very good racing, and I can't wait to see the rest of it. It's already been pretty good.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, man. I mean, one thing that I'm really looking forward to is just the 250s. I have to be honest. Like the 450s, we've had great action, right? I love it. But the 250s, man, like I'm really stoked to see. Like this is the first time we're seeing like really like Enzo Lopes, Max Anstey, guys that we've
Yeah,
never really named, like really making runs for podiums and top finishes, topping qualifying. Like it's getting me pretty amped to like watch the little bike class, man.
yeah.
And see who's going to be the next guy to make it happen. Obviously, the Lawrence brothers are up there and they're crushing it. But I'm excited to see who the next group of guys are going to be.
I think the East Coast is very interesting just because they don't
Yes.
have as many big names. I mean, Chili
Yeah.
Swole's out. Then we had Seth Hamaker, I think, was out,
Yeah.
and then who's the other? Joe Shimoda, another
Yeah.
big guy. So I think having those three people who could be championship contenders out,
Yeah.
it definitely opens the door for the younger riders like Deegan or somebody privateer that might be right on the verge of
Yeah.
getting that fifth place, a career best or something like that. So
Exactly.
um, I love it. I'm now able to watch a 450 LCQ. So
Nice.
we're sitting here watching Norin, I think.
Gotcha. I'm gonna refresh and see if I can catch up to where you are, because I think I'm a little bit there we go. I'm a little bit behind. But yeah, so this one 450 LCQs are probably one of my favorite races to watch. These guys are absolutely brutal on each other. And honestly, this is like the scariest type of racing I've ever watched. I could never imagine being an LCQ or 50 Supercross. I would just pull up the line and be like, you know what, you guys go have this one. I'm solid. I'll kind of hang back a little bit because
Yeah.
it's just too gnarly. But shout out to Cade Clayson, one of our buddies that's out front. Him and the PRMX Partzilla team has been like really, really good. They've got a really good presence in the pit this year. I was over there last weekend, brought some fans over to do a rig tour as part of our program. And man, like they work like a very well-oiled machine, man. Julian, the team owner, is such a good dude, keeps it light, but they're very professional, very on top of their stuff, and they're crushing it. They're absolutely crushing it.
Like, okay, let's go.
Yeah,
So
yeah. As long as she doesn't mess up, man, you know, we're going. So I want to see him do good. So yeah, we'll see. We got Moran's in there, another buddy of ours, Nora, another buddy. These guys are solid. Shout out to Carnow, shout out to Wennerstrom, to Paulie, Greco, shout out to Stank Dog, Jared Steinke, John Short, Jawan Cross. I mean, Dave Pulley, all of our dudes are in this one, man. So hopefully these guys can pull something out here. Cross, I always ask our guests this, you know, if you were in a 450 or 250 LCQ, what would your strategy be? I mean, obviously mine would be to run in terror, but what strategy would you take to try to get the best finish you could?
We're talking about if I had the skill as these guys, right?
Yeah, you have their talent, you know, you're able to actually, you know.
I'm thinking starch, man. Just I would, if I know I'm not, like, if I'm on the verge of LCQ or, like, you know, making it through the heat to the main, I'm at my training facility compound, just doing starts after start, just getting that bike dialed. You know, probably start in second or third gear, and just letting it eat. Man, yeah, all these guys, I hear so many couch riders, you know, talking about all these guys are trash, but we actually seen Grant Harlan, who's in 6 right now. He raced at a track local here and beat all of our local guys by 30 seconds. So yeah, so I mean, it just shows you how much skill these guys have and how deep the field actually is with the speed. And I could only imagine how gnarly this track is, and just a 20-minute plus one is, I couldn't imagine it.
Oh, for sure. And that's one thing I try to drive home to people too. And like the last place dude at a Supercross event will literally be a minute and a half ahead of anyone at your local track. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just it's so crazy the level of talent that we have on top of the sport. I mean, it makes certain guys look slow, but gosh, dude, they're so freaking fast.
I kind of wish the payout was a little better for these guys, because I mean, they're putting their life on the line, basically. You know, if something goes wrong, but
yeah,
I mean, they're especially the privateers, man, they're traveling from race to race. I had to film Mason Kerr last year in Arlington and got to talk with him and really get to know the privateer life. He was pulling his camper, and he pulled it all the way from where they're from, I think Iowa or somewhere up north, all the way to Arlington. And man, he was sick that week. It was just a struggle for him. But man, it definitely puts into perspective if you're able to talk to one of these guys at the, you know, the pits at one of the races or at a local race, just to hear the struggles and what they have to go through just to even try to make it into the main, you know, that top 4 in the LCQ. Man, I couldn't imagine the stress that you have trying to get in there.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can see it on some of these guys' face too. Like when they're 5th or 6th in the LCQ, it's like, man, you're so close. It really is almost like being a first loser. And the payout, like you said, it's so much better when you're actually in the main. I mean, I think it should all be up anyway. These guys should be making 2 to 3 times as much as they normally make, or as making right now. But you know, when you do miss out on that main event, it's crazy, man. The pay difference is astronomical. So I really feel for the guys that are struggling and trying to get there, and our program's trying to help them a little bit as much as we can. But holy crap, man, it's rough. It's definitely rough. As we watch RJ take a digger through the sand section last week. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that crash was so wild. That was
man.
such a wild crash, man. He had a really bad weekend.
RJ's another guy who's super fast, but man, the mistakes, like even outdoors, like he would be right there and just, you know, the the camera would pan to him and then all of a sudden the announcers are talking about him and he's just going
Yeah.
down. They're just jinxing him. So I think if the cameras aren't on RJ, he gets a win, you know. No cameras on RJ. He has that that win. He just has that announcer curse, I guess.
Yeah, something
Um
like that. Yeah, I mean, he's been at it for how long, Cross? Like,
a
gosh, it's got
while.
to be like 10. I'm going on almost 10 years, right? Like,
Yeah,
the dude,
I'd assume, yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's been at it for so long. It's so weird to me that he hasn't gotten a title yet, or hasn't gotten at least a string of like solid like runner-ups or something where he's had a consistent
But
season. It's always like mistakes or crashes or something that keeps him down, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he's one of the
he
only
definitely
guys that
has,
can win. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he's got the speed. One of the only guys that can win any given race weekend. You really don't know what kind of RJ you're getting at the moment, you know?
right. And another good thing, he clean racer. He'll race you clean. He's too dirty, which is a really good thing. I respect that to
Yeah.
pat somebody clean. Um, Jason Aaron with the probation. I think I think he's close, with the championship. He won't go up for the takeout on first show, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I understand, last lap or something like that. I'd go for it. But man, I think that was a little much for Jason. Even Bam Bam, I'm sure was surprised. He probably
Yeah.
wouldn't even done that.
Dude, I'm a Bam Bam fan, man. I mean, I know he gets a lot of flack, dude, but I mean, I like Barsha, dude. I race with him on minis and stuff like that, 125s, and obviously he was way faster than the rest of us. But dude, it wasn't, if you could even call it a race, it wasn't even a race. It was so bad. The dude was just so after it. But like the talent the kid's got and the way he rides, minus the dirty stuff, it's pretty unique, man. You can if you put all these riders just like silhouetted out riding, you can pick out Barsha. You know what I mean? Like his style
Yeah,
is just
yeah,
so signature. And I
yes.
definitely respect that. Wish he rode a little cleaner though. I will say that.
Yeah. He's definitely, I mean, he's aggressive on the bike passing and stuff like that, but he's aggressive on the bike, just his riding style.
Yeah.
He manhandles the bike, which is so cool to see. He does things like just style wise, that other guys are, they're jumping the jumps to be safe, and he's just, I mean, throwing it down or just doing stuff.
Mhm.
Even on 250s in like amateur days, I watch videos on YouTube of him just,
Mhm.
I mean, panic revving and just rev limiter the whole way around the track. And
Mhm.
the dude's gnarly. He's so fast.
Yeah.
If he can put it together, man, he's also up there. I mean, winning what, 3 back-to-back Anaheim ones,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
winners.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't think people realize that he's got the speed to win. I mean,
Right.
I don't. I think all they see is just the dirty riding, and it kind of eclipses all the other stuff, all the other great accomplishments, right? But
Right.
I think the dude's just he's a G, man. Obviously, no one likes dirty riding, but still, the other stuff is pretty rad to see.
Yeah.
The whips, the scrubs, the fast corners, the aggressive style, like just him and the bike being aggressive. Not even like when anyone else is around, just the way that he just like forces the bike into the ground, all that stuff, man. It's as a fan, I like watching that stuff. I like watching,
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
different styles, man. It's cool to me.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see. Maybe he can get it together and clean it up. I mean, who knows? Maybe he can teach an old dog some new tricks.
Yeah. Who's
We're
your
not,
who's
we're
your
not.
uh who's your top 3 for the main, you think?
Oh, top three. I was just gonna ask you that. Top three for 250s. I mean, you can't bet against Jet, right? I mean, the
Right.
kid just
Yeah.
he will not be denied. So I've got him for the top step. If I have to say, second place, that one's actually pretty difficult to me. Just watching some practice stuff and knowing he's got to redeem himself. I got to say RJ. Third
Yeah.
spot, I'm gonna give it to Lopes. I got a lot of faith in him. He's got a really good bike, and the kid can go fast. So I think it's going to be those guys for 450. It's tough, man. I mean, Tomac, he's flying in the whoops tonight. He looks super good. I think Sexton's gonna want to, come back and points manage right after last weekend where he went
Right.
down. Third, I'm going to say is somebody like an Anderson. He's kind of owed one,
Yeah.
so yeah,
I mean, the
we'll see.
top three and 450 is like within 4 points, huh?
Yeah, it's wild, and I say all this knowing that I didn't freaking pick my fantasy team, so I'm going to be screwed when it comes to pulping mess in the morning. I'm going to
Yeah.
be just wanting to pull my hair out, but yeah, it's so difficult to pick the top three, man. Each and every weekend, it's so difficult.
I think my 250 pick is probably going to be Jet,
Yeah, good pick.
McAdoo,
Good, gotcha. Yeah.
and man, I think RJ.
Mm.
I think RJ's gonna get a good start and possibly lead a couple laps and then fall back a little bit. Yeah, I think Jet, McAdoo, RJ, and then 450. I want to say Chase, man. I want to say Chase wins it. Tomac second, and then I want to go with AP for another third, dude. That's what I want to go with. I'm hopeful for Cowboy to get up on top on that third step.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I like McAdoo, right? So I do think the kid's talented. He's like, I don't want to say next best, but if Jet is 1A, I'd call him 1B. But the
Yeah.
PC guys, they have a dark cloud going over them, man. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is, but they always have bad luck. Every time I go to pick McAdoo, I don't know what it is, dude. Something happens. Something happens.
Well, good. You didn't pick him and I did, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, something always happens. So we'll see what's up. Shout out to T. Anthony Thomas in the chat. Thanks for joining us again, man. We appreciate you. But yeah, man, I don't know what it is. It's so weird because I remember when PC, they were the guys, man. Like they were
Right.
star. They had four riders every season that were just stacked, man. Like any one of these guys could win. Nowadays, teams got maybe either one or two guys that can win out of like five or six. But literally back in the day, everybody on PC could win. They had the best
Right.
bikes, the coolest looking gear, the best riders. They brought in guys from overseas to be silent assassins. It was pretty rad, but I don't slowly but surely they just started falling off the map one by one. And it's not like they don't have top talent, dude. You got McAdoo, you got Forkner, you got some really solid guys, but for whatever reason, they can't seem to just break away from whatever curse they have, man. Someone's got a voodoo doll with like Mitch Payton on it, dude, and they're just poking the shit out of it because dude, you can't write this stuff. You know what I mean?
I seen a meme today on I think who was the most recent C guy that just got hurt?
On PC, I think it was Mumford, right? Because he got
Yeah,
signed.
yes.
Yeah.
So somebody posted today, Mitch Payton needs to be on suicide watch. They're like going through
Yeah.
it.
No, most definitely, dude. Like I don't know what he did, but I don't know, man. I have no idea.
I mean, Forkner, that was so unfortunate, just getting pinched in the start and going down wasn't his
Yeah.
fault. And him and Jet getting into it in Arlington last year really wasn't even his fault. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's a tough block and gets pushed a little bit
Yeah, ejected.
to him. And I mean, Jet was able to get up and keep riding and breaks the collarbone.
Yeah.
It was so unfortunate. I mean, I think they were saying on the first grade that Austin has only made first two races at max. He's out after that.
Wow. Isn't that
Which
crazy?
is crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure
And
go ahead.
no, I'm saying, and it's like he's not a guy that's like a third or fourth place guy. Like this is somebody
Right.
who's probably one of the only guys in the class that could go like toe to toe with Jet. You know what I
Right.
mean? Lap time wise, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's super crazy to me that this keeps happening over and over.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I could only imagine what Austin's mentally going through now, as a person who's on a factory team and having unfortunate things happen. I'm sure that takes a toll. And I I was so bummed to see him go down because I could, and they showed his helmet on the ground, like it just what was going through his head. It was probably saying, not again, you know, just let it be something simple or not major. But I'm sure he knew with the knee how bad it
Yeah.
was right then.
Oh yeah, for sure. Something like that when you dab that knee and you can feel that pop. And I've heard him say it in interviews, like you can feel it. And dude, I've been there. It is not fun, man. It is not fun. Don't miss that at all. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just
I can't
crazy.
say that I've ever experienced it. I've broken a few collarbones, but
Mhm.
no knee injuries. So I'm hoping to keep it that way.
Yeah. Knock on wood, man. Knock on wood. You know,
Yeah,
stay.
yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you what. Like, get yourself some EVS braces. They're a big supporter of the collective experience. I can throw your promo code. Make sure you guys stay strapped up in some EVS stuff. Keep your knees intact. Don't be like Forkner. Yeah, keep them
Yeah,
solid. Because, like I said, it's not fun, man. It's not fun at all. And yeah, it sucks, especially when you have all of that off-season prep work and the sacrifices, dude. All of that stuff. It's like absolutely insane. Absolutely insane to get to go through that, you know?
to get started on the 50 main.
Yeah, I'm stoked for this one. I see we got Max Volan's in this one. Dude, one thing I can say about Max Volan, the guy's setup is sick. The gear, the helmet, the bike,
Yes,
always looks A1, dude. I love that. What are your
yes.
thoughts? What are your thoughts on this kid, man? I mean, he's young gun, relatively new to the pro
Man,
racing world. He's only had like a season, I think, underneath his belt. But where do you think
he's
he? What do you think of him?
I think he definitely has potential. This heat race that he just raced in was
Mhm.
very awesome to see. Just him you know, up front battling because we haven't got to see that. Um, I think he definitely has potential. It's rough because he's the only KTM rider. Obviously, they got Vial on the East Coast.
Mhm.
But I mean, other than that, the past couple of years, he's been the only rider, and they moved him up from like very like he was a amateur. He wasn't even ready to go
Dude, he
pro.
wasn't even
And
on four strokes yet. He was still doing the
right,
schoolboy class.
yeah, exactly. So I
It's
mean,
wild to me.
he's been trying to get that experience and learn, but I I I think it was rushed. I think KTM should have, you know, found somebody else.
I do
And then
too.
just kind of worked with him a little more because I think
Yeah.
he could definitely at least this year, if they would have waited, could be championship contender.
Yeah. And this is
And
this
he
is
just
not, not trying to throw shade on him at all or say anything, but like I think Vaughn's a phenomenal rider. I'm a fan, love it, love his style and stuff. But I honestly think if you let him stay amateur for another year and a half, man, he would have came out swinging.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, look
So
at this. We got Lawrence and McAdoo right next to each other. That's kind of
R-
crazy. Brave.
RJ lead a couple laps. I told you he's up front. So we
That's
might.
brave, man. Super. If I had my biggest competitor right next to me, dude, I'd be shitting bricks.
Man, who,
I would be
what we
so nervous.
what's our lineup? We Kitch in 10th, Harrison in 11th. Harrison is also a hitter that runs up top sometimes.
Yeah.
He's in top five sometimes. I've seen him up there. Um, as long as Jet smoothing this and he got this.
There we go. Okay. The gate dropped for me. I just fast forward a little bit. But yeah, look at that. Hampshire out front, McAdoo, then Jet.
There's
Okay, this is the scenario. Yeah, I had to catch up a little bit, but you see, this is the scenario I'm talking about with Hampshire. The dude's got the speed, the bike, the starts, everything, but like he gets himself in a position just like this and ends up crashing or throwing it away. Like I don't understand at this point how it keeps happening, but man,
yeah,
if he can keep it on two wheels, man, we're gonna have a really good race.
yeah, agree. That making a little mistake in the corner right there.
Yeah. One thing I
Oh,
noticed about Jet over other riders is when he's going through these rhythm sections, like that rhythm section before, like that jumping sweeper, you can
mhm.
tell that they're really peaky, the takeoffs and landings. And most people are using a lot of because of the face of the jump, a lot of their energy is going upwards. Jet's one of the only people that can like still see like somehow manipulating the bike to go like forward more so. I
Yeah,
mean, he's
yeah.
still getting some height, but
He's
somehow
staying
he's
low. Yeah.
He's staying low and he's just pushing through those jumps more than other people, man. It's such a solid technique, and it's really good riding.
Pierce Brown is creeping up behind McAdoo.
Yeah,
He flew through that whoop section just
he's
now.
coming, dude. Yeah, that's wild. I thought that was Volan for a minute.
Yeah, no, I
Actually,
mean,
Volan's right
look at
behind him.
dude.
Yeah, look at
He's
that
right on.
on
Pierce
McAdoo, dude.
Pierce Brown might catch Jet. Like he might be able to pass.
Oh, what would that say
That
about Pierce Brown then? He would be on everybody's radar. Oh my
he would,
gosh.
man. Yeah, definitely from. I mean, the first race he wrecked out. I think heat race or something like
Dude,
that. And
we could have a 3-rider battle right now.
yeah, this is gonna be good.
Look at this. If McAdoo gets a
Dude,
good run in the whoops.
he's flying.
Let's go.
McAdoo's catching back up to Jet. Jet hasn't really pulled out.
I know. And look at Hampshire up front, man. He's
Yeah.
still keeping a little bit of a gap. That's solid. Do you think Kitchen and Lopes will have a chance to come through? You think they'll catch up in time?
I think Kitchen definitely. Kitchen has that speed. I mean, in the heat race, he was passing guys to get up a few spots. I think he also got to like 6th or 5th, but yeah, he definitely has a speed. I think it'd be better if he was able to like, kind of follow Pierce. But he's a little further back, so we'll see how he adapts. He's a second from Volan, so we'll see. I think it's going to be good racing though. Oh, Hampshire, he's down.
No.
Jet McAdoo
Wow.
RJ right now.
Wow, dude. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Every single time, Cross.
Pierce Brown could mess up my 250 picks right now. This is a perfect lineup for me.
Wash the front end, dude. What? Why? How?
I'm telling you, I don't know. It just wow.
Every
just pushing
single
too
time,
hard,
dude. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be tough to make at the time. Now look at Jet. Jet's got half a straightaway now.
Yeah. RJ got McAdoo. So he came back. He bounced back a little bit.
RJ can pick it up, man. It's gonna be a tall order to not only reel him in, but pass Jet. That's tough. Sheesh.
Man, I'd love to have like professionals training closer to Louisiana. I mean, there's Florida, but it's probably like a 4 or 5 hour drive. I'd love to go film pros at like a test track and like get up close and personal.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine that sponsors the program. He was at Baker's Factory and got a chance to film with some Red Bull guys and all the factory KTM Husky boys. Man, he said it was like one of the coolest things he's ever done.
Dude, KTM is like my bike. I love KTM. I grew up on KTM, so even though I got the Suzuki, it's a little more price point for me. But I love a KTM. They just feel so good to me. So yeah, if I could film anybody, I think Cooper Webb was my guy. I called this championship the first year, I think 2019. I told my buddy, I was like, he's gonna win, I promise you, even though he was doing terrible with Yamaha. And I called it like for probably 2 weeks before the first race. I called it, and sure enough, he started off the season terrible, and I'm like, man, he might not win it. And then sure enough, he bounced back and was able to stay consistent. So, what we got? Same thing. Jets pulling away a little bit.
Jets pulling away. Hampshire, McAdoo, but it looks like McAdoo's keeping Hampshire like honest, man. I can almost guarantee the race is going to come down between Hampshire and McAdoo for second. I can see Pierce Brown kind of poking a wheel, but it's going to be those two guys that are kind of taking the brunt of all this, man.
Kitchen caught Volan and Lopes. I'm 2 seconds or a second now.
Oh yeah, I see him. Yeah, yep.
And this is
Yeah,
a great thing.
Kitchen's got Volan. He's
Oh wait, Lopes is right there.
yeah. I think he's at like
Just
8
him.
seconds to Brown. Let's see what happens.
Lopes made a mistake because he caught up.
Ooh, yep.
Lopes,
Got
he
it.
made it.
Lopes got him. Lopes got him in the whoops.
Kitchen looked
Yeah.
good. He's awesome.
Yeah, Lopes is having such a good year, man. He's gelling with that bike. This isn't his first year on that bike, is it?
I
think he's been
don't
on it
believe
before,
so.
right?
Yeah, I think last year, I think me or no, Alex Martin, Jacob Martin was on the bike as well with
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
And now it's Phil Nicoletti on it, as a teammate. I think he's
Lopes. I think Nicoletti was. I think he was West, wasn't he?
is he hurt? Is he? I don't see him in there.
And it was supposed to be J Mart and Marchbanks, I think, for East Coast.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was just J Mart. We actually did a video with them last weekend, giving everyone a tour of J Mart's bike. It's out on the channel right now. And
Yeah,
man,
I've seen that.
Yeah, it was super cool to kind of get the whole tour and get to see like a championship level bike. Because I mean, the club guys, they can build a machine, man. They've got some titles to their name already.
Right.
Or at least the riders do. I'll say that. But yeah, we're getting a shot at Jed out front. Dude, he's pulling away 5 seconds now.
Yeah, and I mean, RJ was pulling before. I don't know what clicked, but yeah, he's up there now.
Holy crap, man.
The
Jet is just so good on that bike, dude. The way he just manipulates his body here and there, man, to make up these little micro bursts, like half a second, quarter of a second, 0.1, 0.1. That all adds up around the track.
He was quick in the whoops in the heat. I mean, he flew by. I forgot who he was racing against. I think it was RJ. Or no, McAdoo. He was racing against McAdoo, and
gotcha.
Yeah, he flew by McAdoo.
I think it's plays in his favor too. It's like his build. He's taller kid. Kind of a little leggier than most. So
right.
He's probably got a really solid foundation. Not to mention talent and a really good bike to get him through that stuff.
I don't know if we're on the same part, but RJ almost just did again before the wall jump.
Yeah, I saw a tweak. Yeah, I just saw that. You know what's crazy is going down again?
Yeah,
dude, I'd be like, you know what, call it a night, pack her up,
yes.
going to the truck. But a lot of these guys, their forks are so stiff. There's like almost no give. Like you're almost fighting the ground with having a setup that's so rigid like that. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that's definitely the reason, but I know it's been a reason in the past for a lot of riders, especially ones that are particular.
They're jumping through the super web be up there if they're jumping.
Yeah, I think almost everyone's jumping, dude. RJ got so sideways through the whoops. Do you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, yeah. As he was jumping, that bike was like sideways, man.
Pierce,
that's scary.
Pierce almost got in the back of him. He's close.
Ooh, before the finish. Holy crap.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Shout out to Pierce Brown, dude. It's nice to see him up there, man, showing a wheel. He had a really bad A1, man. He crashed out like almost immediately.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, that sucked. It was a really bad section too, I will say that. But man, these guys are flying. I love that triple section.
Dude, he's pushing. There he goes.
Gosh. Oof. Got him. Oh, barely made that double.
No.
What happened? Oh, wait, don't tell me. Oh, jeez. Oh, come on. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Knocking down Pierce Brown. McAdoo got around him, ran him high, and oh man, that sucks.
That's so unfortunate, man.
It really, you know what? It kind of all went downhill for the second he kind of cased that one whoop.
Yep.
And now he's
Levi.
behind
Levi.
Kitchen.
Yeah. Levi
Hmm.
fourth. Levi came from seventh or eighth.
Sheesh. Let's see if Kitchen has time to catch McAdoo. That's a 10-second, almost yeah, almost 11-second deficit that he's down, man. He's gonna have to really show something to make this work. He's got the bike, man. You know those star bikes are crazy fast.
Yeah. I mean, and they're talking I mean, he's
Yeah.
he I mean, this only hit like first, second real season or something like that. He only had 6 races underneath his belt.
Sheesh. Let's see if Pearson get around Kitchen, man. It almost looks like jumping is almost faster than blitzing.
Yeah, and it's a lot more consistent as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude, Pierce is trying everything to get around Kitchen. He's making a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah, he didn't quickly.
Sheesh. Oh man, that triple on top of the table is sketchy. Holy crap. We had a section like that at our local track. When AJ and I were growing up, we had this indoor supercross track really close to our house. And there was a section just like that. And dude, every time I came around, it was like, just one more time, Dave. Just one more time, buddy. You got it. One more time. Super sketchy, that stuff, man.
Yeah, 8 seconds.
Oh, yeah, 8.1, dude. And it looks like he's riding a different track than everybody else. Like if you look at the way his bike handles,
dude, he is his whoop. He's able to stay so straight. Whoops, I don't know what it is. But A1, he looked like a man amongst like bulls. Like he looked like
yeah,
he was a vet to this. I mean, he's won championship here, but he's still only 19. I mean, he's young.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, he just looked so much for this year. After winning that second out title, he's on it.
Man, that's so wild to me. 9.5 seconds and then 16 back is McAdoo. Wild. Absolutely insane. That's just making it look easy, man.
Levi from 10 seconds down to now, what?
Yeah, that's
7?
crazy. Do you think Jet can keep this momentum going outdoors as well?
Going to 40s?
Yeah.
I think so. Him training with Chase Sexton and him Chase being obviously a second runner up to or second to Eli Tomac and just fighting. I think he definitely has a good chance. And then with MX of Nations, he showed that he's ready. He looks so good on the 450. I think Dylan Ferrandis did it his first year on 450. He won. There goes Pierce Brown around Levi.
Jeez. Man, Jet just looks so comfortable. I'm excited to see what he has for these guys outdoors.
I will say RJ ruined my pick, man. McAdoo.
Really?
Yeah, I had Jet, McAdoo, Hampshire. And I just needed Hampshire to wreck a little bit longer.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, my picks are non-existent, so I'm just happy to be watching a race at this point.
I hear you.
Oh my gosh, this is
you should have seen the struggle I had trying to set this live cam up. And
dude,
so
the studio still isn't set up for me, so I still have to do the camera's not the right camera, the mics aren't set up yet. Dude, I just moved into this new place, so I've been struggling right there with you, man. Trust me, I'm struggling too.
I went to Best Buy and bought a camera capture. Good job, Jet, by the way. And to RJ for holding second.
Yeah, it's freaking rad.
But I had to go to Best Buy and buy a camera capture, which lets you live stream your camera to your Zoom or whatever. And so I have my mic, my TGI mic, wireless mic hooked to my phone. That's where the audio is coming from. I have my camera hooked to here, look, I'll show you. It's charging right now, but it's plugged into the phone right now.
Oh, that's
the receiver. and then the transmitter is hooked into my jacket. So yeah, super sick.
Huh.
And then it took a while to figure out, but it's super simple. Just one little thing, and I'm able to live stream, which is crazy. So I
I
definitely
like that.
definitely was worried. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get it.
No, we're gonna talk setups, dude. Once we're off of this, we're definitely gonna talk setups. I'll be
Sweet.
texting you this week, man, to make sure mine's solid. But yeah, it's such a. I mean, it seems like an easy concept doing all of these, dude, but there's a lot that's involved with setting everything up.
Yeah,
Not
for
to mention schedule coordinating. Coordinating with pro riders is like hurdling cats. So imagine, I mean, work, like, dude, the people behind the scenes like yourself, man, like all the
right,
industry folks, super easy, right? We can really easy to manage. Pro riders,
right.
night and day difference.
Yeah,
Night and day
super.
difference, man.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not even
they
the
they
same.
they know what they need, and we're just like, we'll go with the flow, we'll work with it, we'll
Exactly.
just whatever you need, we'll do it.
Exactly. So Cross, what races are we going to see you at next? And I know you're in Louisiana, and you're doing your
So
thing kind of locally, but like, what other races are we going to see you at? If people want to come out and say hey and meet you, shake hands, like what other races will we be at?
I'll be at Daytona and Nashville. Those will be the next two that I'll be at. Super excited. Never been to Daytona. I've only been to New Orleans Supercross, Arlington Supercross, and Houston Supercross. So it's going to be super cool traveling and going to these other races. I'm super excited. Took off from the fire station. Um, and we're going to try to get some more content. And I'm really enjoying this year because I was a little worried with the whole, I ended wedding videography start of this year, and I've had people blow my phone up wanting weddings. It's super simple money. I mean, I
Mhm.
say simple, but it's easy money to get into. Everybody's having weddings. You'll be able to find somebody, and to try to branch out and do something different where you don't have a market or a space. Basically, you're starting from scratch. It's hard, and it's scary because you don't know where it's going to go. And obviously, having you and AJ and just the people in with the team and everything like that
Mhm.
has helped. Being able to text y'all, for different content, um, or different ideas and questions is super helpful.
Mhm.
Um, and I was able to create a few more connections in Arlington. So that's my main goal, is just create connections and know people. We have a local guy who's working doing a show with David Pingree on YouTube.
Nice.
So I'll be filming with him coming up, and then yeah, man, it's super exciting. I'm so happy to be like in the sport and just filming and stuff like that. It's so cool. I want to go to more races. I've never been to an outdoor race. I'd love to go
Mhm.
to an outdoor race. Especially Red Bud. That's where all the motocross lovers are at.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, number one, we're gonna get you to a lot more races, and the work you do is phenomenal. I'm blessed that
Appreciate
we
it.
met and I get a chance to kind of watch your work, dude. You're super talented. I love your work. We're gonna be featuring it a lot on the collective Instagram and a lot of our videos. You'll see. You probably get sick of seeing your name there across our content. But yeah, we're gonna do. We're gonna keep shouting you out. But if there's one race to check out for outdoors, dude, Redbud, you got to do it at least once. The facility is like, it's second to none, man. Like, that's like really nice, well done facility. I will say, if you're not a partier, when the sun goes down, get out of town, dude. Go right back to like Chicago or something, because they get rowdy. I stayed
Yeah.
there for my one race, one regular outdoor race, and it was crazy. Then I went to the Nations when they had it, and dude,
Yep.
the very first one, it was insane. I saw the English fighting with the Irish, the Aussies fighting with the Netherlands. People were tripping each other and like
World War
body
Three,
slam,
huh?
it lighting stuff on fire, knocking down fences. I was like, I gotta get out of here, dude. This is wild. So yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, that's definitely one race. Southwick's probably my favorite because it's my home race. You know, I'm only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I had my first race there. It's a really good one. I really enjoy that one. Ironman's sick because the jumps are just absolutely massive.
Right.
Yeah, there's definitely some good ones, man. It's pretty sick. But yeah, you know, I know you gave us a little bit of some tidbits of advice out a little earlier for getting the good shot. What advice would you give for somebody who's aspiring to be where you are one day, man? What is like one solid tip that you can say really helps you to get to the next level?
Um, I I guess research, and I know you said one, but researching and putting the time in.
Gotcha.
That's so I'm self-taught. I didn't go to school. It's all YouTube. Having people locally that were into cameras and to help and do that stuff, but a lot of YouTube, um, spending money on different programs to better your editing and videography style, just courses and stuff like that pay off. Um, it sucks to spend the money that they ask, but it definitely is worth it. And then just building a name for yourself. The best thing to do is just to, and this isn't the point, but the best thing to do is, you know, keep your name clean, and don't ruin your name. My parents always said, you know, your name is what'll make you or break you. So that's how
Yeah.
people will know you, and your, you know, word of mouth spreads, and that's really how you get into the videography business, and how you get videos is word of mouth. People tell other people how sick the video is or how beautiful it is, depending on what you
Mhm.
film. And I don't even have a website, dude. I've never advertised. I just post, and then the clients that I've filmed for, they just share, and that's how I've grown. Being full-time firefighter, I can't take as many jobs as I'd like. So
Mhm.
it's nice having the word of mouth, but
Mhm.
yeah, I've taken it slow. Super simple. Obviously, if you harder than do, make a website and put that
Yeah.
effort in, but you'll grow a lot faster than I did. Um, yeah, that time and that research, and just that'll help a lot.
Gotcha. And if people want to follow along with you across and kind of see what you're working on and reach out to you, where can people get a hold of you and reach out, man?
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Cross Fire Films. Um, my name is Carl. I'm a firefighter for fire, and then film for filming. So, Crossfire Films, it blows. We got YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I've been trying to post a lot more content up on Instagram specifically, just because of YouTube. The Instagram reels blow up, and TikTok as well. Across films, I forgot about that. TikTok and Instagram, the reel will blow up in a few
Yeah.
thousand views. And I have a few boys who've hit, you know, 1,000, and even who hit a million video. So it doesn't take much. Nobody, phones are so good now. You don't even need a camera set up. Just use what you have. I mean, you can really out there and or making content with whatever, doing buddies, you know, uh, goof off, hanging out,
All of it.
pulling a CD
Whole
in
deal.
or an intro circus, you know, having fun and making time.
Yeah.
Keep that view. So, um, you know, obviously if we can throw some back, that help a lot. Uh, just staying true to who you are, and film. That's just keep filming, film ever. At one point, you create capture a very good video. Um, so
100%, dude. I absolutely love it. Cross, you're one of the dudes again that I see doing putting up really good work, and it's really awesome. And again, guys, if you want to follow in Cross's footsteps, we can help you get there at thecollectivexp.com. Sign up, go behind the scenes with us, bring friends, bring family. Want to get the whole crew down here having a good time behind the scenes. You get unparalleled access, and you get the opportunity to take your talents to the top of the sport, working with top riders like Agent Catanzaro, Partzilla team, and so many other teams and riders. You guys can do things like help mechanics, do mechanic support, content creation, videography, team management, and so much more. Let us help you get a gig in the sport. We've been able to help so many people get a full-time job in racing, working for top teams or top brands in Supercross and motocross. And we want to make it happen for you. TheCollectedXP.com. Send us a DM on Instagram at TheCollectedEX so we can save you some cash. And we can have you come in and really pamper you guys. And again, bring friends and family. We want to make this a whole entire more the merrier kind of deal. So you guys can bring your whole crew with you. We're really excited to be offered this and work with such great people like Cross and others around us. And don't forget, this is all brought to you by the great people at FXR Racing. Get yourself some gear. Use our promo codes below to save some cash. They are absolutely phenomenal. I wear their stuff nonstop. I'm a huge supporter of what they do because they support us so well. And their customer service is second to none. Great people behind the brand, great threads, great colors. It's a whole thing. Flow Vision goggles. Shout out to the McBrides, such great people. Shout out to EVS. Shout out to Evans Power Coolant, Moto Tape, and the rest of the crew that you'll see down there that support us. We thank those guys so much. Cross, we usually let people watch the 450 mains on their own, so we're probably going to wrap up here. But I thank you for coming on, dude. It's super awesome to have you. I mean, just to pick your brain a little bit, learn more about what you do. Again, we're going to be sharing your stuff for a good while, probably for a good version of a good portion of the year. So you'll be seeing Cross's name out there, guys. Kind of broadcasted everywhere. You'll see him in the races, the vlogs, the whole deal. Cross is a good dude, and we love having him around. Cross, we're gonna do this again. I want to have you on again and kind of walk me through the insider scoop on what it's like to be a videographer in the sport. And yeah, we'll keep talking crap about motocross, man.
Love it, dude. This was so fun. Normally, my bedtime's 9 o'clock, and dude, just sitting here hanging out and talking about the races was so fun. I'm able to actually stay up and watch the 450 main after this. So
Gotcha.
I'm all energized. I was glad I was able to make something work. So
yours is better than mine, man. Until I get the studio set up, yours is way better than mine, dude.
It's been fun, man. I love it. I'm very grateful to have met y'all and just been a part of the team. So I definitely appreciate it. Anybody who's watching or will watch, man, go hit up Dave at the Collective and it's like a family, man. You really feel a part of it. So and they treat you right. I treated them right at Houston, brought a little bit of king cake from Louisiana and stuff like that. So
yeah, I had to stay away from that, man. I think be more fat, dude.
But no, yeah, for sure. They definitely help you out. And I mean, like Dave said, he's here sharing content for at least this year for the content that we filmed, and sure I'll get at the next content. So I definitely love doing it. Dave obviously loves doing what he's doing. So it's awesome. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, brother. Yeah, we'll have you on soon. Guys, thank you for watching. Check out more from Cross and what he's got going on. Check out thecollectedxp.com, all of our amazing sponsors who will be back for another one in a couple of weeks here. Until then, have fun, stay safe, do some motocross stuff, and, keep it fun. So thanks, Cross. We'll talk to you soon, man. And you guys take care.